I'd like to call the order of the Code Enforcement Board for May 23rd, 2017. Please all rise for the invocation and pledge. The invocation will be given by Member Carrington and pledged by Member Odom.
Please join me in observing a moment of silence. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can we have the roll call, please?
Member Blinder, absent excused. Member Osborne, absent excused. Chairman Lowry,
Here.
Vice Chairman Carrington,
Here.
Member Odom,
Here.
Member Lumnick.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Do we have a swearing of the officers and anyone who's going to be speaking here on the case this evening? Please stand. Can we have the consent agenda, please?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. I'm Doug Gaines, Assistant Director of Sport Services and Chief Code Officer. We have 6 for dismissal or in compliance, and that's 17-017, 17-024, 17-025, 17-026, 17-027, and 17-033. We have none for continuance.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Second. Yes, sir?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the consent agenda as presented by the city.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington to accept the consent agenda that is presented by the city and seconded by Member Lumnick. All in favor?
Aye.
All in... Well, we got the word. Opposed? That just flew right out of my mind there. Okay? Thank you. Okay, let's get into the first case of the evening, which is case number 17-002, Officer Secrets. 22. 7? 17022. Isn't that what you said?
No, you said
No,
002. You said 002. That's what she said.
That's what you said. Oh, that's going to be an interesting evening.
Bob Seegers, Code Enforcement Officer, City of Ocoee. Reference case 17022. This case is being presented as a repeat violation. Reference case 16-128, heard at the October 25, 2016 meeting. In reference to City of Ocoee case 17022, location of the violation is 2638 Cedar Bluff Lane, Ocoee, Florida. It's a self-initiated complaint and an occupied property. On April 12th, I observed one Diamond Cargo enclosed box trailer, it's yellow, Florida tag CQWW74, parked in the side yard without fence for screening, and I'll submit exhibits A and B. On April 13th, a notice of code violation was issued and mailed and posted on the property to the property owner as identified by Orange County tax records as Angelica and Ivan Ruiz. The notice was for violation of code number Land Development Code 6-4H6 sub B and allowed the property owners to immediately correct the violation and comply with the code. Code 64H6B states off-street parking requirements. Trailers of all types shall not be parked or stored on any lot occupied by a dwelling unless it is located behind the front yard building line and screened with a 6-foot-high opaque fence with gate. On April 14th, a statement of violations, notice of hearing, and proof of service were sent, certified and regular mail to the property owner by the board clerk. On May 11th, the property was posted and a second posting was placed inside the lobby at City Hall with 24-hour public access. Today's date, May 23rd, the property was re-inspected and observed to be in non-compliance.
Any questions from the board?
Well, what are you requesting?
That's up to you.
You don't send your recommendation?
Apparently not.
Well, you're saying this is a repeat case, correct?
Yeah.
Is there a fine
So you could
recommendation
do
from the city?
a lump sum one-shot fine, or,
Or we as a board can just do one set?
You can, or you can set a fine date starting the date of the repeat violation and continuing until compliance. It'll be up to you when you get into discussion.
Any other discussion?
What was the original recommendation?
Well,
the October? You're wanting to know what was the October 25, 16?
Yes.
They were found in violation as cited of 119-12, which is not an issue now, on October 10th, to comply by 11/9 or fine of $50 per day in compliance.
Were they found in violation of 6 for,
I'm reading what's here, that's all that's here.
So how's that a repeat violation?
Because that would be a separate violation.
No, they were asking if it was the same violation, 6-4, 6B.
In October, they were cited for not having a city occupational license, which they did obtain. We're not talking about that tonight. My understanding, they were also found in violation of LDC. I don't see it in the notes.
You want to put this on the overhead so they can see what the fine was issued for was the second code violation on here, but this was actually in violation
so
before as
you're
well.
basically saying 6-4H, 6B.
Was on there,
Okay, was on there.
but you ended up, I guess they corrected
Presented,
it.
but it's not in the
See, it's on there,
notes
but
here.
it was not presented as for the actual violation.
Push it
For the
up.
fine, excuse me.
Push it up, Bob, so they can see the docket.
Yeah, my experts got that.
They want to see this. No, they couldn't.
I know. I don't know if you can you see this?
Okay, where's the codes at? Where's the code violation?
119-12.
Okay,
And then pull them back down so they can see the ones that were originally cited on it. There you go.
Violations cited were land development code,
do
which
we
we're
have the
talking
order?
about tonight, and 119-2.
Is the order in there?
okay.
It was cited, it was just, I guess that came into compliance. by
Right, but
time
the
hearing
motion
came.
doesn't include it. The summary of the motion.
According to this, you're right.
Okay, so do you, just don't take it as a repeat case, take it as an initial case.
Yeah, because that-
You don't have the order.
Okay, so in that case, what is the recommendation for the city?
Well, I'm going to go with 15 days to comply or $50 per day. And I think the property owner's here.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
They, she may tell you, they pulled a permit for a fence, but just haven't done it yet. And that was issued April 24th.
Okay. but we're going to be taking this as a separate violation. Okay, right now.
Right, sure.
As
Okay,
an initial violation.
well, initial violation. So-
Correct.
So the recommendation is 15 days, 50?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, so this is how we're, okay, we all understand that as the board?
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion on that?
So-
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Huh?
I did have a question.
You got it?
Okay, so the homeowner, she was aware that that trailer was in violation.
That is correct.
And are you saying there's some extenuating circumstances? She filed for the permit to screen it in, but just...
No, the permit doesn't have anything to do with it. The extenuating circumstance would be on the docket that didn't reflect LDC 64H. It just said 119-2 for
Yeah.
some reason.
It's
So,
the way, it's
it
the way
can't be
this
a
was,
repeat.
this is
It's
the way
a-
this was presented. Okay,
Without the order, we don't know what your actual order was, so
Okay, we have to
I think the
pretend.
city's decided in
first
abundance of caution to present it as an initial
Okay.
violation.
Right. And she is here, she can
Yeah.
answer that
you,
question.
Okay.
you have that?
Yes.
You good?
I understand. Okay.
Okay. Angelica Ruse,
Ruiz.
could you please come up and please state your name and address and current address and your relationship to the case, please?
Yes, my name is Angelica Ruiz. My address is 2638 Cedar Bluff Lane here in Ocoee. We did had this for the fence that needed to be placed. We just got the money for the tree that's in the picture that has to be removed, otherwise we can't place the fence. That is being done. It's going to be finished tomorrow,
Do you have a
Wednesday.
permit to remove the tree?
You'll need a permit to remove that
We-
tree, too.
We have this from here. I'm not sure if they're going to try to work on it, but
Is it 0889-2017? Because that's for a fence, it's not for tree removal.
okay.
You're gonna need a permit to remove the
Okay.
tree. You may wanna give them more time, you may not.
Okay, the fence was ordered because it has to be a special gate to be able to put in and out the trailer. We're gonna get that tomorrow. It's being done because I think the gate needed to be bigger than what they had built already. We thought that the tree was gonna be in the way so that we can get in and out easily. I can get the permit today for the tree. I'm not sure what else we need to do, but
Well, first of all, first thing, you got to get the permit for this tree removal. You need to come into the city, okay, and get that permit, if they even give you one. That's going to be the catch. So, my question to you, we've heard from the city, but my question to you, how much time do you figure you need to accomplish this within a short period of time?
my husband is placing the fence, and it's pretty big. I don't know if we can get 2 weeks. Like I said, we ordered it already. We get it tomorrow, Wednesday.
Okay. Now, do you have anybody in line, because you talked about removing this tree, have you spoke with anybody about removing this tree?
I don't think so. We're
Okay.
trying to do it with we were trying to do it with the tree, but my husband did mention that maybe we're not going to have enough room.
Well, see, either way you look at it, okay, I mean, you got the permit for the fence to be put in. You have that,
I do.
okay? So, I mean, you're ready to go with that issue. So,
Yes.
I mean, the tree is a whole separate deal here,
Okay.
okay?
I
So,
guess we can try to work it out with
so
the
you
tree
need
in the
to-
middle.
Yeah, I think what he's saying is, to come into compliance, what you need is the fence. Whether you can move it out of the fence area because of the tree or not is, for the purposes of this case, not relevant. To come into compliance, it needs the fence.
Okay.
Hopefully
But
the
the fence
tree-
is
the
being.
tree, the tree's
Or the
not gonna
trailer
stop-
We're getting the
removed.
fence.
Or
Or
remove the
trailer
trailer.
removed. And
That's even easier.
I guess my question, Ms. Ruiz, is along that line. Why can't the trailer be relocated at this point in
It is
time?
expensive for us to have it and rent a storage. And I guess we can keep it, if we can keep it there with the fence, it'll be easier for us and cheaper, because
Okay, so
we
lo-
try even when we got the first the first letter for the violation, we try to look for storage, and we couldn't find anything that was, affordable for us to park there and then drive home and everything. So we
What
looked
about
already
for-
here on Colonial.
Okay, so what about for short-term, at least until such time as you can resolve whatever issues you're gonna have with the tree and getting the fence up? Is it possible to get that relocated? Because, again, I would caution you, you are going to remain in non-compliance until one of two things happen. The fence is fully erected, and to code, passing inspection, or that trailer is relocated. So I would,
Well, we
I would
already-
encourage you to take a look at all options
We already
to
ordered the
clear this as
gate.
quickly.
We already ordered the fence, I'm sorry, so we
Okay.
paid
Well,
half of that.
well, actually, I believe what he's saying is that you got two issues here. One is getting the fence up in time and getting it inspected and passed by the city. The next is where that trailer needs to be. That trailer needs to be behind that fence area.
It will be, yes,
Okay,
of course.
well, but now you're saying the tree is in the way.
It's not on the way of putting the fence, it's more
I'm not worried
to-
about the fence, I'm talking about the trailer. Is
It
the
won't be on
trailer
the
gonna
way.
be able to be parked there with that tree there?
Yes, like it is right now.
Okay, then,
All you need is a time you think is reasonable.
right.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion in case number 17-022 that respondents be found in violation as cited as of April 12th, 2017, and be given until June 9th, 2017 to come into compliance or be fined $50 per day for as long as the violation remains in non-compliance.
How many days is that? What is today's date?
A little more than a week.
23rd.
I second.
Okay. Got a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, second by Member Odom. In case number 17-022, that the respondent be found in violation cited as of April 12th, 2017, for Code 6-4H6B, and to come into compliance by June 9th, 2017, or be fined $50 per day as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. Any other discussion? All for?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
It's like 19 days, so that's a pretty good amount of time.
We'll have it done hopefully this week, and next week.
If you can, you might want to really get with the city and really get this where you actually understand what's happening. I do wish you luck on it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Trailers are an issue.
Next case,
thank you.
17-023. Officer Sechrist.
Excuse me. Bob Seegers, Code Enforcement Officer, City of Ocoee. Reference City of Ocoee case 17023. Location of the violation, excuse me, is 2049 Applegate Drive, Ocoee, Florida. This is a self-initiated complaint and a vacant property. On March 29th, I observed dirty swimming pool water, damaged window screens, missing window, and damaged roof soffits. I'll submit exhibits A through C. Also on March 29, a notice of code violation was issued and mailed to the property owner as identified by Orange County Tax Records as Bank of New York Mellon trustee, CO Select Portfolio Servicing, Inc., 3815 Southwest Temple, Salt Lake City, Utah 84115. The notice was for violation of code numbers 115-6, 10823-0, 10823I and L, and 10823E sub 2, and allowed the property owners until April 13th to correct violations and comply with the code. Code 1156 states, abandoned or unsafe swimming pool. No person shall allow or permit a pool to become or remain in an abandoned, unsafe, or unsanitary condition. 108.23.0 is for screens, general requirements for exterior and interior structures. Screen enclosures shall be maintained in good repair. 108.23I, every window shall be kept in sound working condition and good repair. 108.23L, every window shall be openable. 108.23E, sub 2 is for the roof. All portions of a roof, including soffit, shall be complete. On April 14th, I re-inspected the property and observed non-compliance. April 17th, a statement of violations, notice of hearing, and proof of service were sent certified and regular mail to the property owner and registered agent by the board clerk. On May 12th, the property was posted, and a second posting was placed inside the lobby at City Hall with 24-hour public access. On May 23rd, today, the property was re-inspected and observed to be in non-compliance. City is requesting a compliance time of 30 days, followed by a fine of $25 per day per violation thereafter if found non-compliant.
Officer, is that property secured, and more specifically, that pool, is that secured?
All the lower panels are in place, so that's 3 foot.
Any concerns about public health, safety, or welfare?
Not at this time.
How did you get in?
I wasn't in.
I mean, how did you get in the backyard?
Oh, there's no fence, but the screens are up 3 foot. If you want to add abatement, that would be fine.
Was that what the city wants?
I would imagine so.
We'll have the option.
You want it now or later?
Give us the option.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes?
Mr. Chairman, in case number 17-023, I move that we find respondents in violation of codes as cited and be given until, as of April 13th, 2017, and be given until June 9th, 2017 to come into compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violations remain in noncompliance. I further authorize the city to abate the violations and to assess all fees of such abatement along with the fines.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Odom. In case number 17-023, that the respondents be found in violation cited as of April 13th, 2017 for Code 115-6, 108-230 or 0, 108-23IL, and 108-23E2. And be given until June 9th, 2017, to come into compliance, will be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. And also authorize the city to abate and add the cost to the fine. All in favor?
I'd like to
Aye.
make a comment,
You-
please. I'd like to make a motion for an addendum to this. I'd like to see about changing the fine to $150 a day. This per violation, per day. Sorry?
This is per violation.
Right, but I want to change it to $150. This is a pretty egregious, deal, and I think we should start getting a little more aggressive on some of these violations like this.
So you're making a motion to amend?
Yeah, to $150.
Is there a second?
Need a second to it.
I don't know, it feels like it's an awfully steep jump rather quickly. I understand where Member Lomnick is coming from and can't say I disagree with the logic behind that. However, if we look at where we have been, and recent precedent, I think to take similar instances that have been fined fairly in accordance with what the motion on the floor currently is, I think to triple that fine, to the effect that we're basically trebling each violation, in this case, may set a precedent that I don't know that I'm comfortable with getting to just yet.
Yeah, I totally understand that, right? But if you look at some of our cities that are close to us, the Winter Garden charges $250 per day for all their violations. And I mean, this is a pretty egregious violation. I think we should start getting into ramping up some more of these fines and violations like this. So that's why I think $150 is still pretty cheap compared to what some of the other cities charge. So,
Well, it's 600.
yeah, I mean, like I said, Winter Garden does $250 per violation.
Well, there is a motion on the floor, but, for the amendment. We need to have a second on it if we want to go further with it.
Doesn't sound like we have.
Okay, so we don't have a second to the motion, so we need to vote on this one. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Case number 17-028, Officer Laughlin.
Good evening. Case number 17028 is 327 Worst Road. On March 2nd, 2017, this officer did observe two inoperable expired tag vehicles at 327 Worst Road, a corner lot with a fully visible backyard with a wrecked large sport utility vehicle in the backyard, and in the front driveway, a distressed Chevrolet sedan. Both vehicles had evidence of abandonment, including flat tires, weeds growing up through the driveway under the car, and obviously weeds around the big Bronco there. Also flat tires, a nuisance condition that is creating a blighted effect upon the overall neighborhood. On the same date, a violation notice was posted at the location and sent regular delivery to Gary R. Furman, as identified by county records, to a P.O. box in Ocoee, as officially listed by county records, for violation of City Ordinance 165-3 regarding the junk inoperable vehicle, and 108-24D regarding sanitation and care of the premises, kind of covering the wrecked vehicle in the backyard. The notice provided until March 17th to remove the inoperable, damaged, expired tag vehicles from the property. On April 13th, the location was checked and remains non-compliant with the codes as cited. On May 9th, a statement and notice to this hearing was sent out certified as well as physically posted at the location and in the City Hall entrance foyer with 24-hour public access. As of this date, the property remains non-compliant with the codes as cited. Both cars are still there, one in the front yard and one in the backyard. The city's recommending 15-day compliance time and a fine of $50 per day per violation.
Is that the only thing that's abandoned is them vehicles? Is the
Correct.
house abandoned too?
I can't tell. There is some sign of egress and mail getting.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In case number 17-028, I would like to make a motion that the respondents be found in violation as cited as of March 17, 2017, and be given until June 9th to come into compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation for each day the violation remains in noncompliance.
That's June 9th, 2017.
Yes.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor made by Member Odom and seconded by Member Carrington in case number 17-028, that the respondents be found in violation as of March 17, 2017, for Code 165-3A and 108-24D, and be given until June 9th, 2017, to come into compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. Any discussion? All for it?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Case number 17-029, Officer Loeffler.
This case number involves a complaint from the building department involving an expired permit with no final inspection. And after a lot of notification and attempted contact by the building department. On March 27th, 2017, this officer did receive from the building department and did verify the existence of an issued, open, and expired permit, which is number 0988-2016, with no final inspection for a driveway at 1976 Key Lime Street in the Amber Ridge subdivision. On the same date, this officer observed and photographed a new driveway at 1976 Key Lime Street and sent out a violation notice to the property owner, May Ocampo, as identified by county records and on the issued permit, for violation of Florida Building Code 105.4.1.2, as incorporated into the City of Ocoee ordinances regarding expired and voided permits. The property owner was provided until April 12th to contact and coordinate with the Ocoee Building Department for reinstatement, final inspection, and closing of the permit. On May 9th, 2017, upon contacting the building department and verifying non-compliance, a statement and hearing notice to this meeting was sent out certified and physically posted at the location and the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access. As of this date, the violation remains non-compliant. I verified today there's been no coordination with the building department for final inspections and closing of the permit. The city is recommending a 30-day compliance time frame or $25 per day for every day not in compliance with any order the board may make.
And Officer, as requested, I'm assuming to bring this into compliance, there has to be that final closure to the permit,
Yes,
correct? So that 30-day suggestion is allowing ample time for the building department?
Absolutely.
Provided the building, or provided the homeowner actually moves?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm assuming it was the homeowner themselves who pulled this permit, not
That
a
is correct.
contractor, and that's why we don't see a contractor named? Okay.
Any other discussion?
Which the homeowner would have been made aware that it was.
Oh, yeah. In fact, the case file is full of certified letters sent and signed for by the building department
Okay.
and regular delivery.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, in case number 17-029, I move that we find respondents in violation as cited as of April 12th, 2017, and be given until June 23rd, 2017, to come into compliance or be fined $30 per day for every day that the violations remain in noncompliance.
Second. Motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, second by Member Lumnick. In case number 17-029, that the respondents be found in violation for code number 105.4.1 and 2 to come into compliance for, as of compliance date of April 12, 2017, and to come into compliance June 23rd of 2017, or be fined $30 per day per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. Any other discussion? All for?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Case number 17-030. Officer Loeffler.
Case number 17030 is 1101 Sabrina Avenue. On April 3rd, 2017, this officer did observe an older model pickup truck parked upon an unsurfaced portion of the property with an expired tag sinking in the dirt. Evidence of abandonment, miscellaneous junk, debris, scrap, old tires were also littering the front and side yard, conditions constituting a nuisance and creating a blighted effect upon the neighborhood. On the same date, a violation notice was sent out to the property owners, Jimmy Dale Yon, Shirley Ann Leroy Temples, and Landa Carl Temples, as identified by official county records, for violation of 10824D regarding care of the premises and prohibiting the open storage of inoperable untagged motor vehicles, rubbish, debris, and junk, and ordinance 115-3 for allowing a nuisance to exist and failure to abate the nuisance after notification. The property owners were provided until April 13th to remove the vehicle or relocate it to the covered carport and remove the junk, debris, rubbish, materials littering the property. On May 8th, the location was re-inspected and found non-compliant with the codes as cited. Somebody did place a large car cover with bungee cords over the truck, but it didn't move or anything. On May 10th, a statement hearing notice to this meeting was sent out certified delivery, physically posted at the location and within the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access. As of this date, the property remains non-compliant with the two codes as cited, 10824D and 115-3. The city's recommending 15 days compliance time frame and $50 a day per violation.
You say they covered it up with a tarp?
Yeah, and bungee cords, kind of. But it's still got flat tires and sinking in the dirt.
And still sitting there.
Yeah. Not under the carport, which was a easy alternative.
But it does have a tarp.
Well, they just need to know that the violation was not to cover it.
So you're not
Okay.
allowed to park your car unless it's on the driveway? Is that what you're saying?
In Ocoee, you're not, no. But I didn't use that code. I'm using the untagged flat tire abandonment.
So the tires aren't covered?
Tires are flat.
Right, but are they covered by the tarp?
No.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
And you say the miscellaneous junk and debris, that was still there, though?
Yeah, there's, they were in different areas now, but there's, and probably different tires, but there's, it's kind of hard to see in this photograph. Those are tires. That's a tire. There's an appliance over here, it's not in the picture. That might even be the tarp that's over the truck right now.
Any other?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in case number 17-030, I'd like to make the motion that the respondents be found in violation as cited as of April 13, 2017, and be given until June 9th, 2017, to come into compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation for each day the violations remain in noncompliance.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor made by Member Odom, seconded by Member Lumnick. In case number 17-030, that the respondents be found in violation cited as April 13, 2017 for Code 115-3, 108-24D, and given until June 9th, 2017 to come in compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violation remain in noncompliance. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Case number 17-034. Officer Diaz. Wake up.
Hello. Case number 17-034. Property address is 220 South Ohio Street in Ocoee. On April 26, 2017, I received a citizen complaint on the above-mentioned property for abandoned, untagged, and inoperable vehicles on the property. On April 26, I inspected the property at 220 South Ohio Street, found 2 inoperable, untagged vehicles on the property. On April 26, 2017, a notice of code violation was mailed to Lois Bengolio at P.O. Box 11, Groveland, Florida, 34736-0011, as identified by Orange County Property Appraisal, and to the tenant, Pamela Hernandez, at the property address 220 South Ohio Street, Ocoee, Florida, 34761. For violation of ordinance number 165-3, prohibited acts on abandoned or junk vehicles on private property within the city, within the corporate limits of the city. On May 10th, 2017, I re-inspected the property, finding it in non-compliance with the city. On May 10th, 2017, a certified letter and regular mail of the notice of hearing to the board meeting was mailed. And as of today, the property is not in compliance with the city. City staff is requesting 5 days to come into compliance or pay $50 a day.
Did you say 5 days
Correct, 5,
and 50?
50. And this is the vehicle today on the property.
Okay. Any discussion? What's the favor of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, in case number 17-034, move that we find respondents to be in violation as cited as of May 9th, 2017, and be given until Wednesday, May 31st, 2017, to come into compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation, as long as the violations remain in non-compliance.
Second.
Okay. Got a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Lumnick. In case number 17-034, that the respondents be found in violation cited as of May 9th, 2017 for Code 165-2, 165-3, 165-4A, B, 1A, B, 2C, 165-7, 165-8AB, and 165-9.
Mr. Chairman.
And be given until May 31st, 2017, to come in compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violations remain in non-compliance. Any discussion?
I think,
Sir Chairman, the address is 220 West Ohio Street, not South Ohio Street. So I made a mistake.
So 220?
It's 220 West
Oh,
Ohio
20.
Street.
yeah, it's
West
just the south and the west, I think, was the
Correct.
mix-up.
I made a mistake. It was not
Okay.
south. It's supposed to be
All right.
west. Thank you.
Okay. Madam Clerk, you got that? Okay. All right, so any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Case number 17-035, Officer Laughlin.
Case number 17035 involves 1204 Willow Creek, which is, runs off of Worth Road in Ocoee. This property has a long history of code violations with the city. It's vacant. We've already got accruing fines and set fines on this property, and even repeat violations, and there's not really any way for us to do a repeat on a repeat and make a new accruing one. But the city is definitely seeking abatement, and that's related to the gang graffiti that's on the outside of the building now, an unsecured open window we need covered back up, and of course the usual mowing and trash cleanup. On April 10th, 2017, this officer did observe spray-painted gang graffiti on the exterior of the structure visible from the street, junk and litter all over the property, tall weeds and grass, and an unsecured rear window with evidence of egress. All conditions constituting a menace and nuisance and creating a blighted effect upon the neighborhood and the city proper. On the same date, a violation notice was prepared and posted at the location and sent out to the owner, Jamie Grace, as identified by official county records, for violation of ordinances 115-3 regarding the existence of a nuisance and failing to remove the nuisance after notification, 108-24D, sanitation requirements regarding the litter and rubbish, 115-5 regarding the tall weeds and grass and overgrowth, and 108-35, a public nuisance with a provision that allows the board to provide an option for city-initiated abatement. The notice provided until May 10th to comply with the codes as cited. On May 11th, noncompliance was observed, and a statement and hearing notice to this meeting was sent out certified, physically posted at the location, and within the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access. As of this date, the property remains non-compliant. So basically, the city is looking for a finding that we can get the graffiti painted, the window in the back secured again with wood, mowed, and the litter people who go in and out have left all over the yard, cleaned up.
So a basic total exterior abatement.
I just want to find them in violation of all these and give us a provision to clean it up.
What else can we do so that we're not back here again, dealing with this in 2 more months, cleaning the graffiti and mowing the lawn again?
Short of foreclosure, I do not know.
Charge them more money.
Is this the first time with the graffiti?
Actually, it's the first time for graffiti, I think.
Okay.
Have we ever been able to contact this person?
Yes, the clerk has had some limited contact with them. They live in Ohio, and they don't seem to be interested in the property, so.
The police department is also aware of this property as well.
This may very well, Mr. Lomnick, be the case, which we test higher fines to get attention.
Yes.
Well, you can make the fines as high as you want, but we still want the provision to paint it out.
I think that's a given. In fact, I'm going to make that, as best as I can, the given. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Doug, did you have a thought on that? You're about to say something? You sure? Yes. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a
Yes, sir.
motion in case number 17-035 that we find the respondent in violation as cited as of May 10th, 2017, and be given until June 2nd, 2017 to come in compliance, or be fined $100 per day per violation as long as the violations remain in noncompliance. Furthermore, authorizing the city to abate all said nuisances and violations and attach all costs to said fines.
Second.
Okay, so, see if I can get this correct. Okay, we got a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Lumnick, which you didn't give the dollar amount?
Yes, I did.
What?
$100
per day per violation.
Okay, I missed it. Okay. That the respondents be found in violation as of May 10th, 2017 for Code 115-3, 108-24D, 108-35, and 115-5, and be given until June 2nd, 2017 to come in compliance or be fined $100 per day per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. Also authorize the city to do the abatement and add the cost to the fine. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Other business. Case number 17-013, Officer Sechrist.
Case 17-013 is in compliance, and there's an affidavit on file, May 9th. Just wanted to remind the board kind of what it looked like to a little before and after. What they did is put, work without a permit, 4 column posts, and a roof over with shingles, and electrical. It's looking, it's a little glary, but it's looking pretty good.
Okay, excellent. Case number 17-016, Officer Loeffler.
That case is non-compliance, so we're seeking order imposing fine and lien.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, in case number 17-016, I move to impose fines and liens as of May 13th, 2017.
Second.
Have a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, second by Member Lumnick. In case number 17-016, to go ahead and impose fine as of 5/13/17. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Case number 17-019, Officer Diaz.
Property is in non-compliance. Just to do an order to impose fine and we're going to abate. Property is in non-compliance.
Okay,
They've already authorized abatement.
Right. So we're just, it's non-compliance.
okay.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion.
Yes, ma'am?
In case number 17-019, I move that I move to impose the fines as cited as of May 6, 2017. And, let's see.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, great.
Just need a second.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor made by Member Odom, seconded by Member Carrington, in case number 17-019, that we go ahead and impose fine as of May 6, 2017. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Case number 17-021, Officer Loeffler.
If the board will remember, this is a case with a large stack of used automobile tires, and then they redispersed them around the backyard. It is now in full compliance. There are no tires there.
Oh, great, thank you. Excellent. Well, that's the end of the agenda. Now time for comments. How about our Madam Clerk? Member Odom.
No comment.
Member Carrington?
No comments other than say we need to recruit a few more members to our board.
Yep. Our attorney Sneed.
No comments.
Member Lumnick?
You know, I know we want to be accommodating for everybody, and everybody has a special situation, but I do think we should start looking at raising some of our fines that we assess. You know, it takes a lot of work and time into getting these violations together, so we should probably get a little more money on it. That's it.
Officer Seekers?
No comments, sir.
Officer Loeffler?
No, sir?
Officer Diaz? Ms. Coffey? Okay. Mr. Gaines?
Just to address Chairman, Member Lomnick's concerns about the fines, we did have a meeting several years ago. It was the Code Board, it was the Commissioners, it was city staff, the board attorney, and we all agreed as a group. We used to have our fines sky high. They used to be $200, and the people would always, it would go up to $600,000 quickly. So they would always come into the commission and ask for a lien request.
Correct.
A lien reduction request. So
And they
we
get it.
all kind of agreed to that.
Right, and I know we have that
Including
program.
the commission. And we do have the
whatnot.
program, right. It's a maximum of $5,000. It's a great program. It's bringing in a lot of money, a lot more than in the past.
That's why I didn't want to go to $250. I think, you know,
Right.
maybe 100,
Right.
somewhere in the middle.
So it wasn't us just making up numbers. It
Right.
was kind of what we came up with, even with the commission.
Okay.
May I ask the
Well,
question?
first of all, I appreciate everyone here this evening. You're doing an excellent job. And also, Mr. Lumnick, I appreciate you with your concern.
Yeah.
Excellent. I do appreciate that. That's what we need. We need more discussion when it comes to certain issues, and hopefully we can get remedies for them. Also, I'd like to say that we do need members on the Code Enforcement Board. If you could, please, we're down 3 members and plus 2 alternates. Please, I encourage, per se, to come into the City Hall, fill out an application, and so it can be presented to the commission. So, any other discussion with that? So, I say, thank you, meeting adjourned.